Well, friends and followers, after about 2 weeks of futzing with this Drake PS7 power supply, it's finally back together. Today the tip 31 Charlie transistor came in. There's the tip 31 installed in there. And I think what originally went bad with this power supply was this regulator board became ungrounded. It grounds through the third pin from the bottom, and I think that became ungrounded somehow. I couldn't figure it out, didn't want to figure it out. So I put a ground wire on the board and soldered it onto this lug here, which is grounded. And I also grounded that little lug in there that attaches the board to the frame. I actually put solder on that too. That you can see is down there. If you see that screw down there going to the board and going to the frame, that's now been grounded too. So I've only been running this thing for 5 minutes, but it seems steady. I did replace all these finals here finally with 2N5301s. I had 2N5303s in here, and those didn't work out real well, so reverted back to 5301s. The 5303s have better PIV voltage, but I don't know, wouldn't go. So anyway, I also replaced buku parts on the regulator board, including the regulation IC. I socketed that. I put all new capacitors on there pretty much. Anything electrolytic got replaced, except for this big one. I didn't have this big capacitor, which is it's a brute force VCC capacitor. Didn't bother with that one, but the rest of the small delicate ones got replaced. And this thing seems to want to, when it first comes on, it uses capacitors for a time delay to keep the first passed transistor on here running for the current regulation, and then it's kind of on its own. So, and then it cuts off the transistor through the regulator IC if there's too much current. Anyway, this is for the voltage adjustment. This is for current. It'll take greater current when this is rotated counterclockwise. If this is rotated clockwise, you'll get more voltage. So that's all that works. This was very painful to repair. It's hard to get your hands in this thing and just fix things, and I don't know. It's built like a tank, but it was painful to work on, and it took me a long time to get parts and eBay and all that crap. Anyway, so here's the radio, and I can crank this now at full power and get good output. So there's 40 meters, cranking about 120 watts there. That's almost 130 watts. This radio is a powerhouse. So that's about 130 watts on 40 meters. What does the meter here say? It's showing 100 there, but it's about 130 watts. So pretty happy with that. All right, that's my little demo. And what you can notice is now when I cue the radio at full power, it doesn't dim down in the slightest. It's really steady. And I think part of the issue was Drake did not solder these wires here. These are crimped. So all these crimped wires, I soldered them. Those probably had a small voltage drop across all these past transistors. So these have all been soldered. And I bet that made a bit of a difference. So these weren't soldered either. So anything that was crimped has been soldered. I think I missed that one. And perhaps that made a difference. I think even down on that main connector, those wires, yeah, you see those two wires down there, they're red. I soldered that connection there too. Nothing was soldered, so anything crimped I soldered it, and I think that made probably a quarter of a volt is not dropping anymore or something, who knows, but whatever was perceptible in the lighting of the radio when you keyed it doesn't even drop an ounce now. So maybe a tad, but you really don't see from the radio here anything dropping. It doesn't dim out, and it's got some juice. Okay, thanks for watching. Have a great day.